Well, in celebration of what would have been John Candy's 75th birthday, author and journalist, also musician, Paul Myers has released his definitive biography, John Candy, A Life in Comedy. Paul, who you might also know from Kids in the Hall, joins us live now to talk about an upcoming event where he'll be joined by his brother, funny man Mike Myers, for a conversation about the late actor's career and incredible influence on the comedy scene in Canada. We'd like to say good morning to Paul Myers. Good morning, Paul.
Hi, thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal looking at you because you look so much like your brother. He looks like you because you're older. But welcome to the show and congratulations on this book, released October 7th. Already, you said, in its third
third printing.
Third printing.
It's a bestseller, which is like, so I will forever be a best-selling author now, which is great.
There you go.
It's first time for
Check
me.
mark.
Fifth book, but first time bestseller.
Yes, because you wrote a book about the kids in the hall.
That's
and
right, you mentioned that in the intro.
Bare Naked Ladies. Why are you a self-described candyologist?
Well, because I've spent 3.5 years researching the man and his life and his work, and it's fun work, but it's work. And I dig deep. And then when you mentioned the film by Ryan Reynolds, I met him fairly recently. He called me and flew me out to Boston to meet him and be on stage with him. And I said, we are both candyologists. And now I say it's like two rockets that were on separate trajectories, and suddenly he called me and now we're on the same flight path.
Yeah.
So now we're just in this unified thing, even though we worked independently. But now, he posed holding my book, and he's, so it's kind of neat that we're all helping bring John Candy's memory. Yeah. And sometimes people don't even know of him, so now they know.
Exactly. So, the timing of this, because, of course, we just had the Toronto International Film Festival, where the John Candy I Like Me documentary came out. And you've also got this book coming out. So it's a coincidence that you both were doing these projects at the same time. I know you also watched the film, but your book goes into quite a lot of detail and history about John Candy's life, and specifically his comedic roots, roles that people might not be too familiar with that he was in, whether on stage, SCTV, or the films. What do you think that people will get from the book that they don't get from watching the documentary? Yeah,
what you just said is I have a chance to be more detailed in a book because it's a book, and you can tell you have anecdotal interviews and details about how for instance, this building we're in right now is John Candy first started doing TV here with a show called The David Steinberg Show that was produced in this studio, CFTO actually at the time. And Martin Short was also in the cast, and so was Joe Flaherty. And so his first TV work was in this very building.
That's incredible.
So like that stuff you'll hear, and I don't know, it wouldn't be in the movie.
Yeah.
And other things about how he got into Second City stage and then the TV show, and then how his life in Queensville. He had a farm in Queensville, and how he met his wife. All those things that aren't in the movie, and it really gives you a picture of what led to why we like him so much to this day, and why when he passed away, it still resonates with people. 31 years later, there's still an absence of John Candy in their lives. And so this is a great chance for people to meet him for the first time or remember him and celebrate him. Yeah. And he's a great Canadian.
He is a great Canadian. Talk about a massive Hollywood export of ours that Hollywood really embraced. Your top 3 John Candy films. I know you talked about it online, but of course, we got to start with Planes, Trains, Automobiles.
Yeah, the most John Candy on film that you'll see. There's another film that's like Summer Rental he was good in, but this was written for him by John Hughes. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Del Griffith was him. The character he played was him, and it was so perfect. And just so in the I Like Me speech.
The monologue,
The first chapter of my book is called I Like Me, and Ryan named his film I Like Me. And so, or it's actually Colin Hanks' film. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And the other films that I like, I think he's great in Uncle Buck, but don't overlook Cool Runnings, because it's a very Canadian story also.
I loved Cool Runnings.
If you don't know, it's the Jamaican bobsled team. And in real life, John Candy had done a series of films that didn't do so well, so he had something to prove. And in the movie, he's playing a coach who'd been disgraced, and he has 4 young men who are the bobsled team in the movie, and in real life, those are 4 young actors who hadn't done a movie before.
Wow.
So it's like he's really coaching them, and he's really their mentor.
Wow.
So Cool Runnings is it's a family picture too. Everyone loves that.
I love that movie as a kid. I almost forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, and he's also in Splash and Home Alone, of course. So you're having an event very quickly at the TIFF Lightbox tonight. Your brother's going to be there as well in conversation after a screening of Planes, Trains, Automobiles. And remind us of your book signing and other events in Guelph coming up.
Well, it's too early for me to name them all right now. I wasn't prepared, but we're doing stuff all over Southern Ontario, and then I'm going on to Ottawa, and then we're doing another event in New York after this. And I was in Calgary at WordFest, and I was in Edmonton.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been. I just preaching the gospel of John Candy.
Okay, I bet your brother's like, when are you going to write a book about me? Is that coming ever?
I promised him I would never do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, you know too much.
He doesn't want me to tell that story. Yeah. But I mean, I was there for a lot of it, though.
You were. So, there you go. First-hand witness. Paul Myers, what a pleasure meeting you.
Really pleasure meeting you.
Thank you. Congrats on the book.